Shalom and welcome to the Teshuvah Bible Studies. My name is Van and I want to welcome you to my channel. For those of you who are following me for a while now, you have probably noticed that I haven't been posting. I haven't posted in 2 weeks. A lot of times I try to post once a week minimum. Sometimes I do 2 times a week, but as you have noticed, I haven't posted in 2 weeks. I usually do at least my Shabbat Bible studies, and I haven't even been doing that. There's a reason for that, and it's because last week I got very sick and I haven't been able to actually post on the channel. Today is actually the first time that I feel a little bit better, and I wanted to communicate that with you guys who do follow my channel, and also to kind of give you guys an overview of what's going on. For those of you who know me personally, you probably know already what's going on and you already know what I'm about to share, but many of you do not know this, even though I have mentioned it several times on the channel. And that's that I had a chronic illness that happened because of surgery that I had 11 years ago. And I've been meaning to give my testimony of how Elohim, the creator of the universe, miraculously cured me. And because it's never perfect and it's never a perfect timing, I keep trying to rehearse it. I haven't done it yet. And it's been 3 years that I've been healed, and I haven't been able to give my full testimony yet. I've been writing a book, and I didn't know how difficult it would be to write a book about it, but it's not yet completed. So long story short, I keep putting it off, and I don't want to do that anymore. So because sometimes Elohim gives us a push and life pushes us in the right direction, and what happened last week is that I had an episode. Something triggered my digestive system, and I had an episode that was very similar to all the symptoms that I would have when I had gastroparesis. So let me give you the synopsis so everything else will make more sense. So 11 years ago, I had gallbladder surgery, which is a very easygoing procedure to have my gallbladder removed. However, during the surgery, there was some complication. And apparently after the surgery, there was some damage done to my vagus nerve. The vagus nerve is the nerve that connects your brain to all your internal organs, and that's what makes them function. And the location where my vagus nerve was damaged is the one that connects to my stomach. So the connection between my stomach and my brain was severed or damaged, and therefore my stomach stopped functioning, stopped pumping, which means I wouldn't digest anything that I would eat. And thus, that's the name the name of the disease is called gastroparesis, which is literally 2 Greek words that if you translated those Greek words, it would mean paralyzed stomach. So in layman's term, I had a paralyzed stomach. There is a chance of the nerve repairing itself. I think it's like a 5% chance for it to repair itself on the first year. Then it goes down to 3% chance in the second year, 1% chance in the third year. After 3 years, if your damaged nerve does not repair itself, there's no chance, there's no cure, there's no surgery, there's nothing you can do, and you basically have this illness for the rest of your life. So I had it for 8 years, and I was getting worse and worse. By the end of the 8 years, I was on 35 different prescription medications. Well, it was probably 12 different prescription medications, but I was taking about 35 different pills a day for pain management, for nausea, for me to be able to eat and digest some kind of food. I was on a very limited diet. It was a nightmare, guys. It was really horrible, and I had no light in sight of seeing any kind of breakthrough from the medical world or doctors. There was no hope, and I obviously was praying for miracles throughout the entire 8 years, and so was my entire family, and nothing was happening. But long story short is that after 8 years, Elohim, the creator, through his grace and his mercy, did cure me. And I've been 3 years doing very well, being able to eat literally anything, and not taking any more prescription medications, no more pain, none, all of that went away in a miraculous way. When I shared this with my doctor, who has been dealing with this disease for over 35 years, he could not even believe it. So he even himself testified that after having hundreds and hundreds of patients with this illness, nobody ever got better from it. And I also made thousands and thousands of friends on Facebook through for support groups, and they have not seen this happen either. Only miraculous things that, you know, testimonies from other people that maybe also got healed, but nobody has been able to find, there's no solution for it. So I know 100% that it was Elohim. So anyway, long story short, right? And I don't want to ramble on, and I do want to share my testimony on another video. Long story short is that because I'm a perfectionist and I always try to find something, a perfect timing and a perfect way to deliver a message, I've been putting off giving my testimony. And now that Elohim kind of reminded me how it felt to be in that situation, this last week was horrible, debilitating for me. I lost about 25 pounds last time I checked, in a couple of days, in like 3 days. And I went to the ER 3 times, and it kind of reminded me of how my life was for those 8 years. And it just made me more thankful for how my life is now. And I just said, you know what? I need to share my testimony. I need to tell others about what Elohim has done in my life. And the thing that came to my mind is how it happened, right? So I'm going to tell you a little bit now, like a sneak preview of how it happened. And maybe this will encourage you if you're going through a difficult situation. And the words that kept coming into my spirit and kept coming into my heart and my mind while I was going through this again were the words of Yeshua, Jesus, on the cross, right? He said several things on the cross that have been registered in the Gospels. There are actually 7 things that he said on the cross, including the ones that most people know, like "it is finished," or "Father, forgive them, for they know not what they do." Well, one of the things he said is that I commit my spirit to you. He said, "Father, I commit my spirit to you." And what a lot of people do not know is that he was actually quoting Psalm 31. Psalm 31 verse 5 has the exact same quote. A lot of the things Yeshua did, a lot of things written on the New Testament are things that have already been said in the Old Testament. It's the fulfillment of those things. But the interesting thing is that in the Old Testament, if you read Psalm 31, you will understand what that psalm is about. And when he said, "I commit my spirit to you," in the context of the psalm, he's actually saying that I surrender my spirit to you. I entrust my spirit to you. And that kind of also reminded me of what I was going through when he healed me in that period of time. We tend to say that we surrender to God, or we want to surrender to his will. But normally when we say those things, we're thinking of good things, right? We're thinking that good things are going to happen. I'm going to surrender to him and good things are going to happen. Yeshua, he did that independently, if it was a good thing or a bad thing. Another time that he said the same thing was when he was praying right before the crucifixion. He said, "Father, if it's possible, let this cup pass from me, but let your will be done, not my own." So again, he surrendered to Elohim, the Father's will, the Creator's will, even though he knew that this might mean that he would suffer. This might mean that it would be something negative for him. And what I was going through at the end of those 8 years, after going through so much pain, so much suffering, and losing all hope of getting healed, or losing all hope of being healed, not because I didn't have faith. I want you to understand that. It wasn't because I didn't have faith, But it was also not because I did anything right or anything, or because I earned his grace to be healed. But my mindset, and this going through this week reminded me of this. My mindset at the time that he healed me was surrender. I surrendered to Elohim, and I surrender. I remember the prayer to this day. And I know that a lot of other things happened, including some things that my family was doing and praying for, that may have also contributed to everything that happened for me to receive my healing. But I think that the main thing was my heart. I remember praying this one of the days that I was sick 8 years ago, because it's something that marked me, that I will never forget. But I remember that I was very sick, in pain, and I was in the restroom taking a bath to try to, because a bath was one of the ways that I would minimize the pain. And I was taking a bath, and I remember talking to Elohim, talking to my Father in heaven, the Creator, as if in a way that I had never done before, with all sincerity of heart, like genuine sincerity of heart. And I remember telling him this: Father, I know that you can do all things, and I know that you can heal me immediately right now. All you have to do is say the word, and I know you're able, and you're good, and you're willing to heal me. However, I surrender my life to you right now. And if this is the life that you want me to live, and I have to suffer with this illness for the rest of my life, I will never stop loving, believing, or serving you. And I said that with all my heart, and I surrendered. It was like this weight was lifted off my back, and I remember surrender. That was true surrender. I can't make it up, and I don't know how to explain it to you. But that was the moment in my life where I said, you know what? I want to be healed. I want to be better. But if this is the life that I have, and this is all I have, I'm going to give everything that I have to him and continue to serve him, continue to love him, continue to tell people about him, even if he never touches or heal me. And I remember doing that, and I surrendered. And it was after that prayer, after those moments, few months later, weeks, months later, I was healed. And he changed my life completely. And my life has been so different since then. Not just because I got better, not just because I was able to now work, not just because I had new zeal and joy and love for life and others, but because he changed something inside me. He changed the way I saw things. And it was genuine. It was something that it was genuine, where I meant that, and I still mean that. Elohim, he is God. He is good. And no matter what happens in this life, because we're going to have trials and tribulations in this life, and just because he healed me once doesn't mean I'm never going to suffer again. It doesn't mean bad things will never happen again. But I know that he is good. I know that he has a better plan for me than I have for myself. And once you get to that position and you trust him with that same genuine trust or surrender, or if you commit your life to him as Yeshua did on the cross, right? Yeshua trusted him. Jesus trusted him, even though he knew he would have to go through a lot of pain and he would even have to die. Guys, we're all gonna die. We're all gonna die. I know I'm trying to make it a positive message. We're all gonna die. We're all gonna go through trials. We're all gonna go through difficulties. But make it count, because this life is fleeting, it's temporary. But whatever you do in this life is gonna reflect your eternity, right? I just gotta remember a quote from Gladiator, Maximus, right? The general of of that movie, Russell Crowe, he says, um, whatever you do in this life will echo through eternity. And even though it's a secular movie, that line is gold. So what I'm trying to say is this: trust him, surrender your life to him. You won't regret it. I'm not saying that if you do that, everything's gonna go well for you and everything's gonna be perfect. I'm just saying that he's worthy of our trust. He is good. He doesn't lie. He's perfect. Trust his word. Trust his spirit. Trust his son. Trust his plan. That's all I want to say. I know this has probably already been longer than I actually planned, but it is from the heart, and I wanted to share this with you guys. And I am going to give you guys the detailed testimony. Another thing that I wanted to say is that I'm kind of surrendering in another area as well. I'm gonna do less. I was kind of stressing myself and trying to do too much. I'm gonna do less, and I want to finish some things that are left unfinished. My book is one of them. So I'm gonna focus on finishing the things that I started before I take on more. I will post as often as I can, but it probably won't be as elaborate, and it will probably be shorter, and that I'm gonna give my best, but I want to commit to finishing all the things that I started that I didn't finish, and then also focus a lot more on my health and my family, and then let Elohim guide the rest. And if he wants me to do more, he will open up ways for me to do that, because right now I have a full-time job, I have a family, I have a young daughter, so I have a lot on my plate, right? And I need to deal with those things. And if Elohim wants me to do this full time, he will open up a door for me to do that. He will open up the desire for me to do that, and then I'll dedicate more time to the channel. Of course, I'm not saying I'm abandoning the channel. I'm not saying goodbye. I'm just letting you guys know what's going on. So anyway, with all that being said, if that's something you guys want to help me with and join me on this journey, don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Don't forget to leave your like and share this message. And I hope I was able to give you guys something that will encourage you. So in a synopsis or shorter version, trust him, surrender your life to him, surrender your will to him. His plan for you is better than your own plan for yourself. Trust me. And I know this from experience. And he does heal. He still does miracles. Just trust him and surrender yourself to him. Shalom. Love you guys. And I see you guys on the next video, whenever that is. Shalom. Bye-bye.